Everyone is anxiously waiting for 7 o'clock, as if waiting for a particularly long omelette. They have 1 hour to escape, racing like little lab rats. They raced to Mike's cell, and just as Sucker drew the curtain, they all dove into the stinky sewers, when suddenly they heard Bellick's ear-piercing screams. He had woken up and somehow managed to tear off the seal from his mouth. Meanwhile, outside the lounge, 2 guards seemed to hear the cries for help and rushed back the crucial moment. Teabag quickly volunteered for the shut-your-mouth club, brandishing a knife, causing Bellick's heart to race. Sliding out of danger, Mike quickly stripped off his cop uniform, playing the part of a guard. 8 of them started to vent the emptiness they had accumulated over the years with abandon, their emotions running high as they shouted "shut up" at each other, trying to drown out the voices of their companions. They reached the manhole under the playground, ready to cross the most dangerous area guarded by 3 watchtowers above. Nick told everyone to put on bleach-white uniforms and threw down a body as a distraction, saying, "Just wait here for a minute." He pulled out a mask from his pocket and gently blew, triggering the alarm in the mental hospital section. Teabag thought they were set up. Soon, inmates from the psychiatric area started pouring out, while Mike and the crew waited beneath the manhole for their chance. The warden ordered the mental patients back to their fortress, and the guards blended into the crowd. Bad luck. The warden recognized Big Black. He severely questioned Mike about why the stranger was actually there. Subsequently, they all made their way through the dark and damp sewers located in the mental hospital section. Having safely arrived at the infirmary, they were finally able to meet Mike's brother Lincoln. However, at this crucial moment, Teabag spotted the handcuffs on a chair and thought, "Hey, I might need these for a rainy day." But little did he realize at the time, these handcuffs would eventually be the crucial factor leading to the loss of one of his hands. The 9-man breakout crew had cleared the toughest hurdles, and all they needed to do was pull down the security window in the infirmary. Then they could easily clear the prison walls. Mike came up with a genius plan. They made their way to the fire escape window, swiftly pulling out the fire hoses. They tied one end of it to the security window and placed some blankets on the ground in order to muffle the noise made when the window fell, making it less noticeable, and tied the other end securely to the elevator railing, utilizing the immense pull of the elevator's descent to yank the security window loose. But just as Mike hit the down button, the elevator door sensor completely froze. There are only 15 minutes remaining, and the situation is urgent. If they fail to escape within that time, they will be imprisoned for life. Just when everyone was pulling their hair out in frustration over the difficult problem, the guilty little thief, filled with remorse, volunteered to step forward. He finally managed to close the elevator door, and as it descended, the fire hose tightened. Sure enough, the security window was yanked down successfully. Just as they were about to climb the cable, someone suddenly popped up outside. Thinking it was a ghost, they realized it was Mike's mental image. He threatened to join the crew, saying, "You are not getting away without me." With no other option, they reluctantly agreed to take him along. Lincoln went first up the cable. Big Black proposed that they climb the cable according to the alphabetical order of their names. Therefore, it was natural for him to take the first place, and no one dared to utter a word of complaint. They were all hoping to catch a ride with him in order to escape from the prison. But they didn't realize the bolts holding the cable were loosening up. Lincoln climbed up to the wall, spread a sheet over the electric fence, and once everything was ready, he waved to everyone else to come up. Just then, Old Ku's body suddenly gave out and he collapsed abruptly. He had gotten stabbed by glass during a fight with Bellick that morning, and now it was severely infected. Old Ku knew he wouldn't have the strength to climb the cable. He told Mike about a stash of cash hidden in a cellar in Utah. And it's way more than the $1.05 million they reported, it's $5 million. He hoped that after Mike received the money, he would set aside half for his daughter and allow the remaining portion to be divided amongst them. Mike nodded seriously, while Teabag greedily licked his lips nearby. Outside the office, the secretary noticed something off about Point Jade, and sure enough, he was tied up in the cabinet. The whole prison went into full lockdown mode. The cops and their K-9s began their frantic search for them. Meanwhile, only 3 remained. Mike, Old Coo, and the hefty cousin of Sucker were all that remained. Mike climbed the cable first, ahead of his hefty cousin. Lincoln was on the edge, praying the watchtower spotlights wouldn't catch him. But just as Mike was nearly at the top, Cousin Chunk couldn't take it any longer and wanted to join him. But as his hefty 500-pound frame made contact, the cable let out a protest. Mike dangled in midair, and Lincoln reached out, but it was always just out of reach.